Hello class, welcome back in Psychology Foundations of Education. Since we have learned the units of Psychology Foundation of Education has many main points, very important, and there be a best way to orient you to know how to control or teach. The students show their feeling as learners, temperament, personality, and today we are going to learn about the news point that show you to know about just learning theories. So I don't want to waste our time. Play into this news point together at once. And you will know about the necessity of it. Why we learn about the learning theories. If we say that the learning theory may be described as a body of principles advocated by psychologists and educators to explain how people acquire skill, knowledge, and attitudes. So, you can say that the learning theory is the methodology that educators orient students to know the skill, knowledge, and attitude. It's short, it is short meaning for you to know and easy to remember, right? Yeah. More than the definition that I show the slide. Okay, then made the video clips. What is brains of learning theory are used in formal training programs to embrace and accelerate the learning process as number one, behaviorist, number two, cognitive, and number three, convergent approach. So, if they ask you about the branch of learning theory are used in formal training programs to improve and accelerate the learning process, you can answer back. We have three: behaviorist, cognitive, and convergent approach. Okay, before we introduce about the 3 points of the learning theories, I should argue about the skill, knowledge, and attitudes that I show for the definition of learning theories. What does it mean skill, what does it mean knowledge, and what does it mean attitudes? Okay, skill means, this ability to use your knowledge effectively and readily in execution or performance, that how to learn of the powers of doing something competently, develop this aptitude or ability like skill. As if knowledge is a familiarity, awareness, or understanding of someone's or something, such as facts, information, description, or skill, which is acquired through experience or education by pursuing, discovering, or learning. Knowledge can refer to a theoretical or practical understanding of a subject. How about attitudes? Attitude is an individual disposition to react with a certain degree of variableness or unvariableness to an object, behavior, person, institution, or event, or any other discriminating about aspect of this individual was. So, okay, we just introduced about the three main points of the learning stories together, everyone. Okay, number one, behaviorism. Behaviorism is a systematic approach to understanding the behaviors of humans and other animals. Okay, everything is about the behaviors, right? Behaviors. Okay, we focus on two. Okay, right? And this theory provides the instructor with way to manipulate students with stimuli, induce the desired behaviors or response, and reinforce the behaviors with appropriate results. What is behaviorism studies? Yeah. If they are used about the question, how can you answer everyone? Or what's the method for answering about the question? It is responsible for studying use of different experimental procedure with the aim of studying observable behaviors. Okay, what does it mean? Experimental procedure and observable behaviors. Yeah. If you think about this main point, you should know about the experience, right? Experience that made you to be the experimental procedure. How can you to do or you experience, okay, to get about the someone or something that you had done. More especially, if you think about the experimental procedure, mean the specific technique you in conducting a particular experience or a particular experiment. Okay, if you think about the observable behaviors. Observable behavior, also known as overt behaviors, are action performed by an organism that can be seen as meaningless or focus on observing and controlling behaviors through what is observable. Put an emphasis on learning and conditioning. Let's go. Okay, let's explain you about the experimental procedure. Okay, we have one picture that shows you and have for person, right? Yeah. So what they do is experimental process, okay, procedure is the most scientific and objective method of studying behaviors. Based on This observation psychology develop a specific and testable hypothesis of student learning or behavior. They call experiential procedures. For example, if students be reckless of their learning, they aren't pass the final exam. That is real. That mean we focus on this activity that student belongs. If you lazy and you cannot get the top score or good score in the rank, so if you want to be a smart one, you should try hard to learning or doing something. About observable behaviors. You see about the picture, we have the girls, they just smile every time, but I don't know why she smiles. Observable behaviors, also known as overt behaviors, behaviors are action performed by an organism that can be seen and measures, or focus on observing and controlling behavior through what is observable. Put an emphasis on learning and conditioning. You should remember about this main point. They put you to know about your student characteristics or student behaviors or attitudes. We go into the number 2, cognitive. If you say about the cognitive, we have to learn much time for it, but I don't know about all of you is clear on us about cognitive it was. The cognitive theory focuses on what is going on inside the student mind. Learning is not a trend in behaviors. It is a trend in the way a student think, understand, or feels. For example, you see about the picture that I show the slide, if you want. Situation means something happens. And then thoughts. The situation is interpreted. The another step, emotion or feeling occurs as a result of the thoughts. And the end means you be done or conduct things about the another thing that you think is good for doing or something. Example of cognitive psychology. You see about the picture that I show, student, they just doing and doing activities, and some students try to researching, and some students just thinking about the another thing that the brain pulls out. So we should know about them, I guess. It's making a judgment about something based on information you received that your brain processes. But think about money, it put you to know about the money emissions. If you think about the goal of how to research the assignment, topic that the teacher show you on, or write on the whiteboard is put in your brain. So how I can guess the goal or list about my assignment for doing to teachers, etc. Learning is an example of cognition. The way our brain makes cognition as we learn concept in different way to remember what we have learned. Example, when you have a problem of financial, what the solution is money. Means your brain is auto thinking. Auto thinking. Number 3, combine this approach. Yeah. Okay, what does it mean combine this approach? Okay, both the behaviorist and the cognitive approach are useful learning theories. Mean you combine, yeah, you combine behaviorist and cognitive together. Reasonable ways to plan, manage, and conduct version training is to include the best feature of X major trees. The major tree. It provides ways to measure behavioral outcome and promote cognitive learning. Yeah, we have to the point for thinking now. What does it mean behavioral outcome and what does it mean cognitive learning? Let's go to know about it together. Okay, behavioral outcome. Behavioral outcomes are overt behaviors that are given to us as observable and hence can be seen directly. Example, a student who solves correctly or incorrectly a probability problem and write the solution down on a sheet of paper. Means you can see about the result right now, what the student doing. If the student lazy, you can see about the student characteristic or attitude. Yeah. About cognitive learning. Cognitive learning is a style of learning that encourage students to use their brain more effectively. This way of learning encourages students to fully engage in the learning process through learning, thinking, and remembering get easier and easier. Okay. Yet about the learning theory is finished. Yeah. So at the end of the unit, I have question for asking of you that be the homework for you to do in or at home. So number one, what are difference between behavioral outcome and psychological processes? And number two, what brands of learning theory are used in formal training program to improve and accelerate the learning process? And the last one, number three, what are difference between behaviorist and cognitive? Okay, thank you so much everyone that you spend my time for watching my video clip. Okay, so like, stay home, bye bye everyone, see you next week.